This is the material, by the way, that has kept me virtually anonymous in America. You know, no one knows me. No one gives a... Meanwhile, they're draining the Pacific and putting up bench seats for Carrot Top's next Showtime special. Carrot Top, for people who didn't get Gallagher, you know. That Gallagher was a little heady. I couldn't follow half of his stuff. Carrot Top's more my speed. You see, first of all, he's got red hair, and that just cracks me up on sight. I don't even need material. Ask my wife. I'm on the floor. Red-haired man on TV. Woo! Don't even need material or ideas. Red-haired man. So he's got that going for him. What do you like about him? He's got red hair. You know, Gallagher. Only America could produce a comic named Gallagher who ends his show by destroying good food with a sledgehammer. Gee, I wonder why we're hated the world over.
On October 1st, 1993, nearly 10 years since his network debut, Bill Hicks taped his 12th appearance on The David Letterman Show. Battling late-stage pancreatic cancer, Hicks knew it might be his last performance for a national audience. Several months earlier, he had teamed up with John Magnuson, the producer of Lenny Bruce's performance film. Magnuson felt Hicks was the closest thing to Lenny Bruce he had ever seen. At the time of Hicks's 12th Letterman appearance, they spoke about his set.
I go on, do my set, the exact set that was approved by the segment producer of the show. The set I liked a lot. I thought it was the most me I've ever been. I'm wearing my beautiful new fall colors, not all black as is my usual one. The colors reflect my mood and the way I'm feeling these days. Very bright, very cheerful. I performed the set with the exact right attitude because I know the subject matter is touchy, and I walked the line. There was no anger. There was no trying to get something across. I did them as simply as jokes.
Taping had taken a lot out of Bill physically, as he was greatly weakened by the chemotherapy. It was an enormous relief that the show went well, the producers all liked it, and the experience was behind him, so he thought.
When I got back to the hotel, I was given a call by the producer saying we have to excise your entire segment from the show. When I asked him why, he said, CBS, I love this, standards and practices. Don't you love these networks have standards? Yeah, well, what is it, when you're airing beer commercials 24 hours a day with half-naked women with the beer in their crotches? What standards do you have exactly? Anyway, they deemed the material unsuitable for the audience.
Bill asked for a copy of the set so that he could be sure he had done nothing wrong. He was promised it would be sent the next day. Meanwhile, the greater ramifications of what had happened were starting to sink in.
You understand how much contempt the networks have for us to put on that puerile bullshit and not give anyone else with a point of view, maybe even one you don't agree with, on television? They kowtow to special interest groups and a couple of deranged people who hear the word Jesus and think immediately you're making fun of Jesus, when I did not make fun of Jesus. They hear the word gay. I did not make fun of gays. What I made fun of was a double standard that exists in this country. They think you're too stupid to see through that, and that's exactly what they count on while they sell the number 2 killer drug in this country, alcohol, and they have the gall to do it in your living room with your children there. Yeah! You drug-dealing capitalist mother.
Looking for a new hook on the Leno-Letterman ratings wars, the media jumped all over the story. Bill, exhausted from chemo and painkillers, felt he had to show America that the material he performed on Letterman should not have been censored. He started performing the exact same set in clubs around the country.
So, understandably, I'm very hoarse. I've been, discussing this and wondering what action to take. And I think the action I'm going to take is we take what I just did and we're going to play it for many people and show them the exact set. Cancel. And see if you, the audience, were so offended, if you felt so threatened by my little skit that you went out of your mind.
All he wanted was to give the audience a chance to form their own opinion about his act. He felt certain that the majority of Americans, if given the chance, would respond positively to his material.
people are frustrated not having their voice of reason confirmed. And everyone has that voice of reason that goes, this is bull, man. What I'm watching is bull. And yet, the media does not confirm it. So after a while, people begin to think they're insane. And that's the bummer about it. But that's why I love non-mainstream stuff, because you actually hear honest emotions. And that's what you won't hear on mainstream TV ever, is honest emotion.
At 31 years old, Hicks didn't know exactly how much longer he had to live. Through the haze of his illness, he wrote a letter to John Lahr, whose profile on Hicks had been on the back burner at The New Yorker for almost a year. The letter detailed precisely what had happened on Letterman. He had reached a cold conclusion about the fate of his career.
They don't want me. They don't want you if you have an idea that doesn't correspond to their propaganda.
Ironically, as a result of the censorship, Bill got the kind of recognition in America he had always wanted. The New Yorker profile hit the stands. The American Comedy Awards nominated him for Best Male Stand-Up Act. The Nation, the prestigious left-wing political journal, asked him to be a regular contributor, and publishers were fighting for the rights to his autobiography. No one had any idea Bill was dying. All they saw was a young comic genius on the rise.
And here's the punchline to the whole story. You ready? Bill, we really love you, and we want you back on in a couple of weeks. Really? I don't know if I can learn to juggle that quickly. Hi, I'm Bill Hicks. I used to have a social conscience and want to help the world by trying to point out how our belief systems are affecting us negatively. Now, watch this, an apple. Stay stupid, America. Keep drinking beer. Stay stupid.
Thank you very much. You're great.
Bill Hicks never received the tape from the Letterman producers. The original masters were destroyed, and the sole remaining copy was sent to Bill's mother. David Letterman's company denied us permission to use this clip. But what can be shown is even more powerful. Bill's last videotape performance. Unknown to the audience, Bill is dying, and during this final set, he performs the same Letterman routine. And just as Bill wanted, the audience can decide for themselves if the material was actually too dangerous for America to handle.
What did Bobcat Goldthwait do on The Tonight Show that got him arrested? He set fire to a chair. Trio. Pop Culture TV.
Bill Hicks continued to perform in clubs across the country, speaking out against censorship. His audience was unaware that he was dying, not suspecting that the reason he rubbed his side was to mask the pain of the cancer that would 13 weeks later take his life. It's the set he loved most to perform, and the one he was most proud of. It is the same material that The Late Show with David Letterman refused to air.
I appreciate you coming out. It's a very sentimental evening for me and a very exciting one, but this is my final live performance I am ever going to do, stand-up comedy-wise. True. No, don't get me wrong. It's not sour grapes. I've loved every, moment of the 16 years I've been doing it, and total anonymity in the country I love, and every delayed flight, every econo lodge. I've loved it all. Playing the comedy pouch in Possum Ridge, Arkansas every 3 months. It was my treat. No, the reason I'm quitting is actually good news. I found out today I got my own TV show on CBS coming out in '94. Yeah. It is a half-hour weekly show that I will host entitled Let's Hunt and Kill Billy Ray Cyrus. It's fairly self-explanatory. Each week we let the hounds of hell loose and we chase that jarhead, no talent, cracker all over the globe till I finally catch that fruity little ponytail of his, pull him to his knees, put a gun in his mouth, And we'll be back in 95 with Let's Hunt and Kill Michael Bolton. So, thanks a lot. Thank you. You see, the run is fairly limitless with this idea. We're not going to run out of storylines anytime soon here. And we're kicking it all off with our Marky Mark Vanilla Ice MC Hammer Christmas Spectacular. And I don't want to give away any secrets, but the first one we hunt and kill on the Christmas special is Marky Mark, because his pants kept falling around his ankles and he couldn't run away. Now, have you heard about these new grade school books for children to help explain to them the gay lifestyle? You know what I'm talking about? One of them is called Heather's Two Mommies. The other one, Daddy's New Roommate. Folks, I'm going to have to draw the line here and say I find this really disgusting. It's abhorrent, and I think it's evil, all right? And I'm talking, of course, about Daddy's New Roommate. Heather's Two Mommies, on the other hand. Wow. Quite a fetching read. They kissed in chapter 11. Ooh. So that is cool, but the other one. You know, there's actually people in the world who consider that a double standard. People, what are we going to do with them? Been traveling a lot, as usual. I was over in Australia during Easter, which was real interesting to note. They celebrate Easter the exact same way we do, commemorating the death and resurrection of Jesus by telling our children a giant bunny rabbit left chocolate eggs in the night. Now, you know, I've read the Bible. I can't find the word bunny or chocolate anywhere in the book. Where do you come up with it? Why not goldfish left Lincoln Logs in your sock drawer, you know? As long as you're making it up, go hog wild. At least a goldfish with a Lincoln Log on its back going across your carpet has some miraculous connotation. Mommy, today I woke up and found a Lincoln Log in my sock drawer. That's the story of Jesus. I think it's interesting the way people act on their beliefs. You know, I'm always interested in that. That's my new little hobbyist study. How do you act on your belief? You know what I mean? For instance, a lot of Christians wear crosses around their necks. Nice sentiment. But do you think when Jesus comes back, he's going to want to see a cross? Ow. Maybe that's why Jesus hadn't shown up yet, man. He's up in heaven going, Dad, they're still wearing crosses. I'm not going. No way, man. No. Okay, I'll go back as a bunny, but I'm not. Hey, aren't you Jesus? No, I'm a rabbit. Shut up. Here's a chocolate egg. That's about all you can handle spiritually right now. Could y'all evolve by next Easter? This suit is real itchy. Okay. I'm Jesus the bunny. You know what's really pissing me off, truthfully, is pro-life people. If you're so pro-life, don't lock arms and block medical clinics, okay? Lock arms and block cemeteries. Let's see how committed you are to this premise. She can't come in. She was 98. She was hit by a bus. There's options. What, are we going to have her stuffed and mounted? She's starting to stink. Let's go. We're pro-life. Just look at my face. Don't I exude love of life? Strangely enough, that's the same face non-smokers use. I'm a non-smoker. I'm a pro-life non-smoker.